Okay, we have right now. I was going to start the interview before you got here, Pastor.
Yeah.
We have Moses and Eric Gatow. Okay, I got it right. Okay, these are two orphan boys that are living here with Pastor Samuel Maina. And I wanted to have a little interview with Pastor, mainly about the little boy Moses in the middle. And he is how old? Three and a half?
Yeah, 3 and 4 months.
3 years and 4 months. And we Pastor Maina, he's actually a grandfather. He has grown children, and he has decided, because God has put it on his heart, to be able to take in the various orphans. Why don't you move a little bit closer, Eric? Move over this way so I can get all of you in here. And so I've actually been living here for 2 days, I guess, and living right here in the same home where Pastor Maina and his wife live. And all these, is it 11 boys?
Yeah, 11 boys.
11 boys. And Pastor Maina, he's a grandfather. His children are all grown up and gone away, but he's decided to help the orphans, and he's one of our partners, and he's just decided to take care of orphan children. Pastor, why don't you just talk a little bit, because in the U.S., the government takes care of orphans. The Christian people, the people in the churches, even though it's in the Bible to take care of widows and orphans, the government has that job in the U.S. That's not the case here. Why don't you just kind of give us a little bit of background and tell us about little Moses here.
Yeah, Moses came with his mother. His mother had moved out from the village to go to town, and she came down. She came back last year, but one. And when she came back with the little Moses, she was sick, very sick with HIV. And she tried to go and work in the farms to raise some money to help the boy, but the sickness was just too much on her. She was in and out of hospital almost every week. She could go to hospital and then come back. And she had a sister who is disabled, and tried to leave Moses with her sister. But the sister is like a criminal. She sells drugs, and she could not help the boy. And within a few weeks, she came to the church, and she asked to see me and tell me about her health condition. And she called my wife to tell her that the way she feels in her body, it is like she would not continue taking much care of the boy, because she felt that she was losing strength. And within 3 days from that time, she died, having left the boy Moses with us at the church. So we took care of her burial, and we took Moses in, and we took him to a doctor just to make sure that maybe he did not have the infection. But after some tests, the doctor confirmed that Moses was free from HIV, and so we have been taking care of him. And up to now, he is now 3 years and 4 months. He has already joined nursery school, and he has a home with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a wonderful story of love and actually doing what the Bible says, of taking care of orphans and widows. And we're just so proud of what you're doing here. And we can't. I feel helpless. I would love to help Moses directly. I can't do that from the U.S.
Yeah.
You would love to take in 50 or 100 orphans in your home, but you have only certain capacity financially.
Yeah.
So what the challenge that we have as Americans is not that we're going to come over here and actually take care of these boys or girls, but to find people like you that are doing the job here, and we can provide money.
Yeah.
And we, for amount of between $30 and $50 or $60 a month.
Yeah.
For a young boy like this, it's probably more like $30 or $35 a month to feed and make a place for them. Now, in this case, you've got these boys actually staying in your own home. I'll just really quickly, let me just pan around the area where you can imagine, having room for 11 boys, and some of them, these boys are younger. You have some teenage boys.
Yeah.
So let me just keep panning around here. There's one young man over here listening to all this, so you can see all the places to sit. So you have it's your personal home, but you have a lot of room that you welcome other children to come in. So the challenge that we have as Americans is to come along beside you.
Yeah.
You're doing the work.
Yeah.
But you are running out of money. Obviously, you can't care for any more kids. Obviously, we have plans in the future for making a better home that's outside your home that you can put people that will take care of the widows and the orphans.
Oh yeah.
And I like to say you're bivocational. You're a pastor.
Yeah.
But you also have a job working with the government. But I would almost say that you're how can I say it? Trivocational, because you have the third job is to be like an overseer for a children's home.
Yeah.
So you're burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah.
So, or three ends if there is such a thing.
Oh yeah.
But you have a vision of taking care of orphans that goes beyond your own ability.
Yeah.
And you can't do that without the money that I'm sending and that other people are sending to help me to help you.
Yeah.
And so we're trying. This is my first trip back to Kenya after 9 years. So I'm trying to kind of play catch up to find out what do these homes need.
Yeah.
And we need a new place. We need a new building to house the work that our brother is doing here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to personalize it. Sometimes we as Americans think in wholesale terms. We're gonna take care of 30 or 50 or 100 orphans, but here's one orphan.
Yeah.
This little boy, Moses, and he has an individual story. He only has one life. He only has one history. He doesn't have 100 histories like all the other 100 children. But we wanted to share his story. Yeah. And what would have happened to this boy? Let me just ask you that. What would have happened to this boy if you had not taken him in? His mother died of AIDS. The only family he had was a drug-selling criminal auntie, and she didn't care anything about the boy.
Yeah.
What would have happened to this boy if you had not taken him in?
I would not have words to describe what kind of a life that he would lead, but I think he would be in for a very rough times, because with a drug peddling aunt and without a mother, and at his tender age, I think he would have had a very rough time. A very rough time. I may not have words to describe the kind of life that he would have to go through.
Right. This area that we're in, I'm staying in the pastor's home here, and it's cold at night. You're what, 10 or 12,000 foot above sea level?
Yeah.
This is really
in Nyahururu. Yeah.
In Nyahururu, it's right around the corner from. Matter of fact, in Nyahururu is Thompson Falls, is the tallest waterfall in the country. I guess maybe in Africa.
Yeah, in Africa.
In Africa, and because you're such a high elevation, even though Kenya is on the equator, at night when that sun goes down, it gets cold. So it's cold, and I'm saying this boy and others like him, if they didn't have a place to a bed and quilts and blankets to cover up, they could freeze to death at night.
Yeah,
I mean, anyone, even an adult could.
Yeah.
Certainly a 3-year-old or 2-year-old when he was 2 or 2.5 years old when he came to your home, he could have frozen to death, if nothing else. Not to mention starving to death, or being, all kinds of calamities that could have happened to him. So we don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
But the point is, we're proud to be joining with you, brother. We hope to bring a challenge to the people in the U.S. that they can come and help you on a retail level. We tend to think in terms of wholesale, 30, 40, 50 kids, but here's a retail level child care and raising this boy to be a Christian young man. So just wanted to share the challenge, brother. Thank you for sharing a little bit, and we'll send this back to the U.S. on Facebook maybe even before I leave today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother.